Good morning, my friends. And as we approach Halloween, today we are all about ghost busting. Yes, you heard me right. Who are the ghosts and why are they bugging us? And what can we do about it? It makes me want to watch the Ghostbusters movie. Haven't seen it for a while. Hi, Anshana. Good morning. Because who are these ghosts? Who are the ghosts in our lives who have caused us to be separate from our highest good? Hey, Miss Janice, welcome. Welcome. So glad that you're here. And so, what I'm drawn to today is the condition of our heart. Now, you guys know that I found this heart when I was living in Mexico, a stony heart. And to me, it's a symbol of how we can let our hearts become hard and cold when we have been hurt by someone. And that's who I identify as the ghosts, the people who have hurt us in the past. Naturally, people think to soulmates and lovers who have broken our hearts. But you know what? A lot of times it's family members. Their choices have been different than ours. And so we feel hurt by them. And it could be bosses, it could even be the government who has hurt us and caused us to have broken hearts. And then we harden our hearts, which the problem with that is that the universe cannot pierce a guarded heart. Okay. Coming to these readings is like medicine because the cards are going to show you today some of the things that you need to know about healing your broken heart and making peace with those ghosts in the past. Okay. So I love you have a potato in a heart shape. Isn't it cool? I love that, Anjana, because the fact is that nature shows us hearts, doesn't it? Nature comes into our lives with these heart shapes that get our attention. And what are the odds that you're going to find heart-shaped potatoes, right? But it's just that reminder from the divine to remember how loved you are. Let me grab a sip of my tea before we get started. And as you know, we're going to draw 5 cards, 5 different readings today to help us let go and make peace with the ghosts in our past. All right. So, card number 1. Oh, sometimes the cards make me smile from ear to ear. I wish you were here in person with me. Wouldn't that be cool if you were sitting across my table and we were doing these cards together? Because you would see the grin on my face, because this is a perfect depiction of a careful, um, oh, that's so cool, Janice. My fiance and I find a lot of heart-shaped rocks together. What beautiful signs for you that you're on the right track, right, my friend? But as we look at this card, we see a mummy. And that is exactly the energy I was feeling this morning when I woke up, sure that I wanted to do this particular theme today, because this is the way we wrap ourselves. This is a sign of how we try to protect ourselves when love has hurt us. Okay, so in your mind right now, just pull up one of the ghosts of your past, would you? Pull up somebody who has hurt you. It could be one of your parents, it could be a sibling, or it could be a soulmate, a divorce, a former lover, but somebody came into your life when you were not ready to see the balance of good and bad that comes within relationships. Look at these cats. They're sour, right? Sour cats, that green, and they're grumpy. What happens often when we are in relationship is that we only think it's correct when people are kind to us. We only accept the person when they're loving and sweet. And we don't have the maturity to know that every relationship has sweet and salty, right? There is no perfect relationship out there. Every human has 2 sides, the sweet and the salty. And as we get used to the saltiness of humans and we're not so hard on them or hold unfair expectations, that somehow we will meet a person that will never hurt our feelings. Do you know that one of my clients actually said that to me? She had been looking for a soulmate for a long time. And she said, I just want someone who will never hurt my feelings. And this was an adult. My heart was broken for that client because look at these keys. Can you see the keys and how they're crossed? This is a symbol of the crisscross of relationships, that finding a balance between the salty and the sweet is such deep wisdom. And most of us, when we start our life, and we have parents that fight all the time, or we have siblings that run around like a bunch of wild Indians, or we approach love when we're a teenager and we are hurt. Part of your personality wraps you up tight like a mummy, thinking, oh, this will protect me. No, 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 no. We need to be brave enough to unwrap our heart and make peace with those past ghosts. So now, when I look at the cats, and see how sour they look, let's switch the script and let's assume that these cats are the assistants. They want to unwrap your heart, and all it takes is the willingness to let spirit in to heal the places where your ghosts have hurt you. Now, I work with people who have gone through breakups and divorces. I've been doing it all of my life. I remember in high school, my friends would come to talk to me about their heartbreak. Little did I realize that decades later, as a grandmother, I would own a YouTube channel that's devoted to healing. Life is very bizarre, you guys, and I have had to come to grips with the ghosts in my past. It is a process. You will find lots of resources online that help with breakups. And I personally am happy to send you a resource. I have literally thousands of readings online. And I also love some of the healers on YouTube. And if you write to me, patternbreakertarot@gmail.com, I'd be happy to share resources with you. Okay. So let's try a few affirmations to get our morning started. Remember that when you say your affirmations in a mirror, you're going to deepen your experience. So try this out. Even though I don't know how, I am at peace with my ghost right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm getting ready to be ready to release my ghosts right now. Even though I don't know how, I want freedom from my ghosts right now. Just hearing this message, just coming to a place of willingness is going to start a breakthrough for you. Okay, my friend? Thank you. Now, I will tell you that the meaning of the Hierophant card in some decks is the Pope, and it is sometimes, excuse me, we can think about religion when we think about forgiveness, but it's more than that. Letting go of past disappointments is way higher than simply a religious decision. It's a life decision. And if you're still waiting for the kind of love that will not disappoint and will be sustainable, it's critical that you let go of these ghosts from the past. I love this time of year. I love this deck. I can't wait to go to card number 2 of our Divine Love Pick a Card this morning. Hi, Renata. Welcome. I sent you an email, Renata. I'm not sure that you got it, so I'm going to send it again today just to make sure. Thank you for reaching out. Hi, Angela. Let's go forward. What is the message from our ghosts today? And we have the Knight of Pumpkins. This is a really perfect card to come up after our first card, after the mummy, right? Because if you're wrapped tight with carefulness. You're so fearful that love could hurt your heart, and you have shielded yourself completely. What happens is that your remedy is unconditional self love. The remedy is unconditional self love. Most of the clients that I help with breakups are very critical of themselves. They'll say, "Why did I let that happen? What's wrong with me? Why does everyone else find love so easily and I am left out?" FOMO is one of the worst enemies of love, fear of missing out, especially if your heart is so guarded. The message of our Night of Pumpkins here is down, slow down, slow down. Don't be in a rush to grab a new friend, to date someone the second you break up. The time of being single is a rich and healing time. If you find yourself jumping from person to person, hoping that you will find one that is cheerful all the time, first of all, I have to tell you that there is no lover, friend, or other person who is cheerful all the time. Saltiness is part of partnering. And when you are mistaken and you're thinking, oh, I can attract someone that will always be fun and cheerful, I'm telling you, that is a fabrication. This cat back here knows the truth that true love has its salty moments. So, the ghost of your past, who is that ex? Who ghosted you? Who asked you not to contact them? Each of these times in the past when someone broke your heart are opportunities for healing. You have healing available to you. All right. But it takes that choice to slow down and do some self reflection. Who are you when it comes to partnering? Do you compromise yourself? Do you allow yourself to adjust to the other person so that you're always trying to please them instead of being true to yourself? This blank pumpkin is my symbol of someone who is a chameleon that changes themselves when they are in relationship, and that produces ghosts. Okay, the ghosts are the symbol of your past partners that did not work out. It's the sign of even family members who have treated you unfairly. These are the ghosts of our emotional past. The Knight of Pentacles is known for making slow, steady progress toward success. So, divine love is here showering you with all of these stars of healing today. If you need help, I'm here for you. I have been working with heartbreak for decades, and even well before I became a tarot reader, because in my days as a Bible teacher, when people would come into our meetings and they would come up to me for prayer, my prayers sounded exactly like these readings. Being able to own our part of things, to release the disappointments of the past. I would love to help you. If you're ready for a private reading, I create videos where you will share in the knowledge of how to move on through many different cards, and it will be personalized for you. Okay, you can check out manifestfaster.com and it gives you all of my services. Plus, there is a page of free resources. It's called Start Here, and I have written many articles on heartbreak recovery, all of them practical with ideas you can use today. Let's choose a couple of affirmations that will help you. Now, remember, peeking in a mirror Looking at yourself in the eye during these affirmations will help you deepen your experience. Even though, excuse me, let me just grab some tea. Sometimes it's hard to speak the truth. Whenever my throat gets scratchy, it's my symbol for someone that's listening to me that will have a hard time speaking these affirmations because it does allow for healing, but it doesn't feel quite right. Let me show you what I mean. Even though I don't know how, I am releasing my ghost right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm learning to be willing to let go of disappointment now. Even though I don't know how, I'm leaning on the divine to help me now. Even though I don't know how, I'm choosing to be myself in my relationships now. If you can take the time, my friends, and repeat these affirmations in the mirror every day for just 3 or 4 days, universe will meet you, I promise, and begin to show you the truth that you can release those ghosts from your past. It is possible, but not when you're using your human understanding. We truly need the divine to help us do this sacred work. Okay. Hi, Peter. Welcome. Let's take care of let's take a peek of our third card here. What do we do about the ghosts from our past? Hi, Maureen. Remember that what a ghost is a person in our past who has broken our heart. And we have become so fearful of love that we look like this. This was our first card in the reading. So you guys might want to go back and review because this is what we do to ourselves. We wrap ourselves tight like a mummy to protect ourselves. And when you look at this Wheel of Fortune, this is the opposite, isn't it? Total freedom versus being wrapped up in protection. But when we look at the Wheel of Fortune here, what we look at in the Wheel of Fortune, we see a figure that looks a little terrified. And yet, the Wheel of Fortune is about being lucky. I am so tickled to see this card come out in the reading today because the Wheel of Fortune pauses, doesn't it? When we spin it, when we spin the Wheel of Fortune, it spins and spins until it lands somewhere. And then it's not intended to stay put, it spins again. And in the tarot, this card represents cycles, cycles that continue to circulate within our life. There are cycles of grief, there are cycles of disappointment, there are cycles of deep hurt, but there are also cycles of love, kindness, and self appreciation. One of the things that I've noticed in my work with breakup recovery over all of these years is that it is scary to take off the bindings that are holding you. It's scary to release yourself from all of that fear. And I don't dare let love in because it hurts too much. No, no, no. The opposite is true. Once you learn to release yourself from some of the errors that you have made in the past with love, and you begin to realize, hey, wait a second, I had a part in this. Even though my person hurt my feelings, the truth is, I also did not act in my own best interest. So when you step out freely and you begin to walk forward towards new relationships, or perhaps creating a new relationship with someone in your family, you do go through times when you are scared. Trust me, I have been through actually two divorces. And believe me, that was not my plan A. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth that I am divorced twice. But guess what happened? I chose to align myself with people who were not a good match for me. It wasn't their fault and it wasn't my fault. It was immaturity and the lack of inner knowing. And to tell you the truth, I will say to you, it was the lack of connection with the divine. I was religious in my youth, raised Catholic, and then spent many years as a born again Christian and taught Bible study. And so I have great respect for those times of development in my past. But it was incomplete for me. I needed to have even more knowledge of the divine. And now, through spiritual tools, tapping the cards, scripting, creating wording, creating affirmations that let me walk free. Those are all things that I have learned in the last 20 years. And this is what I'm here to share with you today. If you are in a cycle of pain right now, you may feel that your ghost is laughing at you. The breakup may have been difficult and extreme. So you're stuck in this fearful place. But this wheel is moving. This is a stop action, but there is a cycle of joy that's upcoming, and it's so important that we balance that out. Now, if you need help with your breakup, I am here for you. Email me, patternbreakertarot@gmail.com, and I will be happy to send you some resources. I have thousands of readings here on YouTube. I also have other created materials. Plus, if I can't help you, I will send you some YouTube healers that I deeply respect, and you can walk yourself toward freedom. All right. The Wheel of Fortune is a symbol of luck. And you are lucky. You're lucky to be hearing my words today. You may not feel lucky, but your heart is calling for freedom. Remember, as we started the reading, I brought forward my heart that I found in Mexico when I was living there, which was such a blessing. I'll never forget it. But thinking about this is a stony heart. It's a hard, cold, stony heart. And that is what we do to ourselves when we cut ourselves off to protect ourselves from the very love that we're craving. So if this is you, please understand there is great love for you here. There is deep compassion because sometimes we don't know what to do when we're ghosted, except to close ourselves off to love. Okay, so here's a couple of affirmations that you may find helpful. Remember, if you do them in the mirror, looking at yourself right in the eye, you will cause the affirmation to sink more deeply into your heart. Let's give it a try. Even though I don't know how, I'm much less fearful of love right now. Now, I know that may not feel true, but your heart knows the potential, and your heart knows that at some level this is true. Even though I don't know how, I'm choosing a more healthy path to love right now. Even though I don't know how, I am opening myself to love right now. Okay, moving forward. And we're going to go to card number 4. As you guys know, every day I am making my best effort to come live with these messages from Divine Love to help you with what's going on within your life in a general way. On Sundays, I'm here answering questions. So if you want to subscribe, come back on a Sunday. I'll be happy to draw a card for you. Okay. And Matt, welcome. I'm so glad you're enjoying the reading. And I did notice that somebody was asking what the deck was that I was using today. And it's the Halloween Tarot created by Kipling West. I'm so tickled to use it I'm going to use it as often as I can until after Halloween. Okay, let's take a peek at card number 4. You've been ghosted. Who are you going to call? You know that divine love is the best ghostbuster ever. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look here. What is going on? Oh my goodness. So this particular card is calling in the energy of carrying too many burdens. Okay, so for someone, there's someone listening right now that you are totally resonant. You are hearing what I'm saying, and you're feeling that, yes, you have experienced ghosting. In fact, you may have experienced it more than one time. Another interpretation here is that you are someone who feels deeply the pain of others. That when you are, it's hard for you because when other people are sad and disappointed, it's as if you can feel it yourself. And you are always more concerned about the pain of others than you are about your own pain. See that eyeball? And I look, what's that eyeball looking at? One of the little imps has fallen away. And so the alertness that you are carrying, keeping your eye focused on everyone else. Can you relate? Which of you, which friend is this person? I tend to be like this. This is like the Catherine card because I often find it easier to feel for someone else. And my own ghosts, the heartbreak in my past is sometimes so hidden, I'm not aware of it. And when I'm here lifting your spirits, sometimes a card will fall that creates an emotional reaction in me. And I've come to learn that when I am doing this kind of work and I think of something that makes me sad and I feel tears, I'm learning now that that is a crack in my heart that I can choose to either let it stand open or close it back up. And so I'm learning that if I stay with the sadness for a moment, allow myself to feel it, that my heart becomes softer. My choices around who I choose to be my friends and who in my family I feel comfortable being my quirky self. Look at me. But being my quirky self, I'm finding that as my heart softens, I'm feeling more acceptance from the humans in my world. So, with this card, Divine Love wants you to know that each of these humans that you are caring for emotionally, when you look at their lives and you feel so upset, that Divine is saying, see how that moon is up there with that little grin on the moon's face? That's because the moon knows these people need to be on their own, just like you guys. I can't rescue you. I can just encourage you to release the things that are stopping your progress. But you are the one that brings healing to you. One of my favorite clients says to me all the time, Catherine, you saved my life. Catherine, you are helping me so much. And I must tell you that while it can feel good, sort of, to get that kind of compliment, what I say back to her all the time is, I am assisting you to assist yourself. I am speaking messages of healing so that you can take the steps to heal yourself. Many times we make the mistake of looking at a human as if they are divine. I can't live without this human. Humans were not intended to be source for anyone. Accepting other people's flaws and letting them stumble, letting them figure it out on their own, many times is the most loving thing you can do. So as I look at this card, I'm really picking up the love that is shared with family, with people that are not lovers, because many people like me are empaths and we tend to feel the pain of others. And it's important for your well being. You don't want to end up with a painful back carrying all these people. Let me tell you, one time, many years ago, I was in the bank and I was standing in line, and the man ahead of me was furious with the teller because she would not accept a third party check without a signature. And she was very calmly explaining to the man she was not able to cash the check. The man was furious, you guys. He was screaming at that poor teller. I backed up physically like a few steps because honestly, I felt the rage. I felt it in my own body. Now, in my story, my dad was what I call a rageaholic, and now I'm 72 and he's long gone. And I respect what my personality did to protect myself from other people's rage. However, as I said that in our very first card of this reading, I keep bringing it out as a reminder. When we wrap ourselves in our own methods of protection, we hold away the very love that we're looking for. Okay, so this figure represents my beautiful empaths who are with me right now watching, who really need to let go of people, places, and things right now and allow yourself to look for the ghosts in the past that have let you um, receive this mission that other people's emotional health is more important than yours. And quite frankly, that's a misconception. You deserve healing. So let's try a couple of affirmations for today for you, my empathic friend. So look in the mirror. You'll always get a more positive feel. Again, my scratchy throat is my symbol that sometimes using affirmations like this doesn't feel right. Hold on. But it's important to remember that your inner being, your divine spark within, always speaks from your potential. So let's try these few affirmations. Put your hand on your heart. Thank you. I'm a bossy teacher. And repeat after me. Even though I don't know how, I am releasing all of these troublesome people right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm releasing people to their own healing right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm opening myself up to healing my own ghosts right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm standing up straight and I am facing my ghosts right now. Ooh, that was a good one. Hi, GD Life, Good Life. Welcome. On Sundays is when I draw cards for the collective and and I answer specific questions. But the readings today are special. These are messages from the heart of the divine, and they are speaking to you. How can you receive what it is the divine has for you today? When it rains, I love it because you can go out and stand in the rain and the rain soaks you. I want you to imagine that's divine love. Divine love is constantly soaking us with love. And if we don't feel it, that's up to us to adjust to receive divine love. Right now, I'm looking at the top of my page. It says 1313. So there is something very special in the combination of 1313 for you. Please take the time to look it up in your search engine. What is the spiritual meaning of 1313? I believe it will be a blessing for you. Okay. So now, this is our final card today, the final message from my wonderful Halloween deck, which I adore. Look at those ghosts up there. And we are going to see what it is about the ghosts of our past. The queen of bats. The bats are the symbol of our thoughts, the energy of your thinking. And it's also, let me just stick with that for a minute. So, when you are ghosted, when you have had a loss of love, or if there's someone in your life who treats you badly, sometimes family members can, what's the word? Boundaries, right? They can, we have our lane, like our life, we're in our lane and we're doing our life best we can. And somebody from our life crosses into our lane and tries to boss us around or tries to bully us or does not accept who we are. And as an adult, you have a right to say, hey, get out of my lane. This is my business and I'm making my choices. All right. So this particular card might be for you when you have been ghosted by people in your own family. Okay. So the reality here is that this Queen of Swords, the queen of your thoughts, and gender doesn't matter here, but being strong, being able to state how you want to be treated. Many times, if you have been ghosted in the past and someone has left your life suddenly, or they have told you, please don't call me, it's a very painful situation. Personally, I have had people in my own family say that to me. Please don't call me. You don't understand. It's hurtful to feel that, trust me, it really is. However, it's important that I honor the person for their thinking. So here, this bat, the bat may symbolize your ghost, your person who you don't understand. Why did they leave? Notice how her hand is releasing the bat, just releasing it. Excuse me, I need to grab my tea. Sometimes it's very hard to tell yourself the truth. And the truth is that someone who ghosted you, someone who hurt your feelings, they were acting out of their highest and best. Late guys, I feel sad when this is true, when your heart has been set and you feel, no, 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 this person is destined to be with me. This person is my destiny. I love them. I cannot go on without them. And this is simply not true. You are complete when you are connected to divine love. You and the divine spirit are the perfect match. You and divine spirit go forward, attracting people who fit with your life. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, I'm just getting an insight here, and that is that you may have lost a loved one. You may have a loved one that crossed over. Oh my, I'm getting goosebumps all over my body right now. I feel that I'm talking to someone who has just recently lost a loved one. Mm. Wow. I really feel the energy on this. Honestly, I'm almost shivering. And I've learned to pay attention. When I see this moon smiling, I feel like the moon is saying, you got it. This is what's going on. So if you are someone who is grieving, let me take a breath. It's very hard to walk on without this person. Take a breath. Lay your hand on your heart. Everyone, let's come into solidarity. I'm part of my beautiful collective. Thank you for being here. Whoever this bat, if this bat was going to speak, this bat would say, I'm sorry that you are suffering so much right now. Please forgive me for leaving you. Please forgive me for leaving you. Thank you for all that you've given to me over time. Thank you for everything you were to me. I love you. This message is dear because many times, whether the person crosses over or simply makes that choice to depart from our life, the only thing we can do is to accept it. All right. If this is someone whose person is still living, they may come back to you at some point, but they will come back transformed because you are lining yourself up with spirit. You are doing what you need to do to connect to your heart, and you will become even more available for the love you deserve. All right, my friends. Gosh, that was so deep, and my heart goes out to you if you are the one who is feeling that departure so clearly right now. I'm sending all my love to you. Let's step in front of the mirror and let's say a few affirmations that allow for this release. All right. Look yourself in the eye. Even though I don't know how, I'm letting go of my person now. Even though I don't know how, I'm stepping forward separately right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm leaving my person in the hands of the divine right now. Gosh, you guys, that reading took on a life of its own. Thank you so much for visiting me today. I hope that you enjoyed these readings from the heart of the divine. Be blessed, go forward, stay patient with your ghosts, understand that they have nothing but goodness to give to you. If it was supposed to work, it would have worked. As you release them to their highest and best, you will see new love flood into your life. If you are curious about having a personal reading with me, I would love to serve you in that way. Simply email me at Manifest Faster. Excuse me, that's my website. I'm a little scattered. Manifestfaster.com is my website, and my email address is patternbreakertarot@gmail.com. Don't hesitate to reach out if I can help you in any way. Go forth and prosper, my friend. We'll see you for tomorrow's reading. Bye now.